On the right. On the right.
I want to know that could you share like few movies or web series where we can see these different parenting styles, and could you also give examples from the movies or web series why you are saying what you are saying?
Sure. As I already told you, I'm not much of a content consumer, but still I'll name few which are very common and most of the people would have watched, and I also have fortunately watched so that I can comment on them. So there is this movie Dangal, we all know. We know of Three Idiots also. Okay. So these are Three Idiots doesn't have a parent component as such, but it has an educational component. In. But somehow, if you see रणछोड़ दास childhood, तो वो parent की ही चीज है कि वो कहीं और रहा, and the education and the concept of house was not there. You know, some वो अपने मालिक के घर रह रहा है, किसी के घर रह रहा है, ठीक है। आप सिर्फ उसको एजुकेशनल कॉन्टेक्स्ट में देख रहे हो, बट उसने बोला कि शायद उसका फादर उनके घर में काम करता था, ठीक है। सो देयर यू कैन सी कि व्हाट काइंड ऑफ चाइल्डहुड there was kitna need or deprivation tha that he wanted to study that he cannot, and then he would go to any class, है ना? So maybe the concept of home and the concept of parents was not so well established. That's why Ranchordas was so caring, so loving, and maybe Ranchordas was all is well, all is well. Why? Because somewhere down the line, maybe in his heart, he was scared also, right? That security given by a parent maybe was absent in that case. That's why he was more empathetical. That's why it really mattered to him that when a guy did a suicide in the room, तो उसने उसका project complete किया, right? So वो मूवी हमारी एजुकेशनल सेटअप के ऊपर है, बट अगर हम देखना चाहें तो उसमें हमें पेरेंटिंग और चाइल्डहुड के बारे में भी काफी कुछ सीखने मिलेगा, जिससे बाद में वो सारे आउटकम्स हुए। दैट्स व्हाई देयर वाज अ hunger of learning, that's why there was the urge of excelling at things, and then that made him Ranchod Das Janjad, and then the school in the Ladakh got opened, right? And then another movie I would say is Dangal. See how up, and there are other movies also likewise, जहाँ पे मोस्टली मूवीज में हमें दिखाते हैं, एक दो मूवीज और हैं जहाँ पे पेरेंट्स बहुत डिटरमाइंड होकर किसी पर्टिकुलर स्पोर्ट्स के लिए अपने बच्चे को प्रैक्टिस कराते हैं, ठीक है, बीट बॉक्सिंग, बीट बैडमिंटन, बीट एनीथिंग। सो इन दैट केस देयर इज some sort of parenting style, maybe authoritarian is at work very much. If you see, they were not given the choice to become something else. They were not given the choice to not drink milk. They were not given the choice to not do the exercise. No matter how much painful that was, they had to do it because the parent was very much in control. So warmth was less, but the control, they were not even allowed, the girls were not even allowed to eat golgappa in the movie, right? So that's a very normal childhood to eat one golgappa. Don't you think that is authoritarian then? But does that parenting, authoritarian parenting is bad? Will you say that कि दंगल देखने के बाद कि authoritarian parenting is bad? उसने तो जिंदगी बना दी उन दोनों बच्चियों की, right? So I told you no solution fits for all. It's all about then there could be another movies like Gunjan. Then you see Janvi Kapoor. She was very aspirational, and who understood his brother didn't understood his aspirations, but his father did, and he gave the wings to fly, and he gave the confidence to fly. He was the one जब वो फेल होके आती है तो वो 10 दिन के लिए उसको जॉगिंग कराता है, उसका वेट लूज कराता है, एंड एक सेंस ऑफ होप देता है कि नो मैटर your body and your height are not appropriate for a airplane craft, let's just do whatever we can do, and ultimately she got successful in that interview where she was exceptional कि चलो हमको आप बैठ पा रहे हो तो बैठ पा रहे हो, आपका हाथ का और इसका लेग का जो लेंथ है वो मैटर नहीं करता है। तो that was a dream which a daughter and a father dreamt themselves and then didn't give up. So केस में अथॉरिटेरियन पेरेंटिंग नहीं थी दंगल की तरह, ठीक है। गुंजन सक्सेना में मे बी अथॉरिटेटिव थी, बट शी पायनियर इट, शी पाइन इट्स ऑल अबाउट कि पेरेंट की खुद की पर्सनालिटी क्या है और बच्चे की पर्सनालिटी भी क्या है। मे बी दंगल की डॉटर्स को अथॉरिटेटिव ही चाहिए था, नहीं तो वो नहीं नेल करते। और मे बी गुंजन सक्सेना को तो वो इंट्रिंसिकली इतनी मोटिवेटेड थी टू बी अ पायलट that she didn't needed authoritarian father. She just needed a little bit of support and push, and she did it very well. Yeah, that's my take on these kind of movies. Then there could be another ones also, but I'm sure इससे समझ में नहीं होगा।
हम्म। आप जाते जाते आखिरी में क्या बोलना चाहेंगे, जो मे बी मैंने आपसे पूछा नहीं पेरेंटिंग स्टाइल्स के बारे में, बट कुछ चीज़ है एज एन एक्सपर्ट आपको लगता है कि मुझे ये ज़रूर बतानी है पेरेंट्स को, तो वो कुछ ऐसी चीज़ है तो प्लीज़ दिस इज़ द टाइम नाउ।
मैंने जब स्टार्ट किया था पीयूष, तो आई जस्ट मेड अ सिंपल स्टेटमेंट दैट ईच पेरेंट नो व्हाट्स बेस्ट फॉर देयर चाइल्ड, राइट? I would just end with the same statement that when you are parenting, right, you are just parenting, you're not following this time. Get to know everything, get to know your style, get to know your practices, be cognizant about your behaviors. If you can increase your knowledge, if you can hear podcast, if you can hear TED Talk series, read books, that's the best case scenario. If you can't, then try to learn from the community, and at the end of the day, just be there for your child. Just be a parent. And nobody can teach you to be a best parent or ideal parent. The day you give birth to a child, God blesses you with that instincts. God tells you, or maybe the universe, or maybe the self instincts, your everything, you become a parent. Now the question is that are you a bad parent, nice parent, best parent, good parent? You will be that, the all of that in your course of your life. Trust me. You will be, yeah, you will be a bad parent. You will be worst parent. You will be adamant parent. You will be nicest parent the day you take them out on a picnic and you give them their favorite. Maybe you buy a car for your child when they and you allow them to their favorite college, and then you will be the nicest parent. If you don't, then there will be a day when you hit your. I mean, hitting is also the thing which will happen like in Indian context and all, which shouldn't be the case so much ideally. तो हम corporal punishment को तो नहीं encourage करते हैं, but that will also happen in due course of time, will be the worst time. But at the end of the day, don't confuse yourself with different terminologies. Just try to be there for your child, and that's the best gift and virtue you can give to your child, because having a parent is better than having a absent, neglectful, or no parent. You're already doing a great job if you are there for your child. All these parenting styles, behaviors, and actions are a bonuses, I would say.
I think it is a very beautiful conclusion of our conversation. Thank you, Aman, for coming, talking to us, sharing your expertise and insights on parenting. And it is like one of the lovely conversation I have on parents of India.
Yeah, and I would thank you to Piyush for doing this with me. I mean, there were so many things which I also didn't know that it was there in my mind and that I had these opinions. It brought closer to me, like it brought me closer to myself, I would say, a little more this conversation. And sometimes, it's great to have these kind of platforms, and you gave me that opportunity to share this knowledge with you. And I'm grateful that, and I'll be happy if at least even a single parent gets some insight from this. That means my job is done. Our job is done.